I'm Mark Gilbert here. Thanks for clicking in. For the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about finding God within yourself. And like all our videos, they offer you tools and ideas to assist you on our spiritual evolution. I hope you like the video here and find it useful. And if you do, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It lets YouTube know you like the work we're doing here. So when we talk about finding God within yourself, one of the first things we got to consider is, what do we mean by the term God? In our current culture, the term God refers to the old myth of God, the external sky God that is outside of us, the one that created everything and is the God of the Christian Bible, the God that is the external force that judges us and looks over us, and that when we pray, we are beseeching to this external God. And that's not the God that I mean when I talk about finding God within yourself. I want to be very clear about that. In fact, I've covered this topic in a number of videos. There's one on the screen right now, the title of it, that you can go and look at, that covers this in more detail. But for right now, what I want you to consider is, when we discuss finding God within ourselves, that we're talking about finding that divine flow, that divine intelligence that permeates everything. In my viewpoint, God or spirit or infinite intelligence is really a flow of energy that's embedded with love, evolutionary force, intelligence, the desire to create, and other characteristics. But it is a flow of energy. It's like an ocean of energy that's permeating everything and giving everything its very existence. Now, why would we want to find God within ourselves? Why would we want to experience that divinity within ourselves? What is the advantage in doing that? Well, in my opinion, one of the big issues that we have in our current lifetime is that we're both material beings and spiritual beings. And a lot of our time we're stuck in our physical aspects with material needs and wants. And this entire material world tends to remind us that we are separate and apart from everything. And it tends to make us forget that there is this divinity within us. So practicing techniques that allow you to find the divine or God within yourself reminds you of your interconnectedness to everything. This is not about growing your ego in some sort of way that says, oh, I'm God. No, that's getting back to that old myth or that old idea of the external God. But it's getting into a flow that recognizes that everything is interconnected, and that there is an energy that's permeating everything, and that whatever we are experiencing and that appears external to us is really internal to us as well. That at the ground of all being, there is a divine flow that connects us with everything. So the advantage in remembering this is that it counteracts that everyday tendency to want to see things happening to us, and that we're sort of a victim to it. Instead, it flips our mind around to recognize that we play a divine role in our own thoughts and creativity to be an expression of the divine energy that permeates their all. And if we can shift that focus, then we take back control of our life. We allow ourselves to be co-creators of our experience, and it brings more joy and happiness to our lives. We let go of being a victim, and we allow life to flow through us in a divine way that brings more joy and happiness and harmony and peace to our lives. So what I'd like to do is offer you 3 practical techniques that you can use every day to shift your focus and attention to seeing God or the divine within yourself. And we're going to start close to our sense of self, and with each of the techniques, expand outward to encompass more and more of all that is. The first technique involves meditation. Now, it's probably not a great surprise, but I want you to look at meditation in 2 ways. The first is to get quiet, to still your mind, close your eyes, go within, whatever practice works for you. But I want you to get into a quiet, still space. And in that space, I want you to focus upon your breath. In that moment that you're focusing on your breath, the breath is going in and it's going out. And it's going in and it's going out. As you recognize and focus your attention on the breath, I want you to consider, who's breathing? Where is that divine flow, that inspiration and expiration coming from? What is the force that is bringing forth the desire to keep that flow going? As you focus on your breath, I want you to recognize and see that there is some divine force. Call it the life force or whatever. But that divine flow is within you, and it's keeping your physical form alive. The second part of the meditation would be to move beyond the breath and your body to your thoughts, to your awareness, to your consciousness. As you sit in quiet stillness, after you've focused on your breath, focus on your thoughts. Allow the thoughts that come up in your mind to just be witnessed. Step behind the thought if you can. And by that I mean, instead of being immersed in the thought and thinking the thought and going down a rabbit hole with the thought, is to stepping outside the thought and say, oh, I had the thought about that. Witness the thought. And then ask yourself, where did the thought come from? Where is that thought being created? And beyond that, ask yourself, where is that witness that is watching the thought? And somewhere within yourself, you'll recognize that there is a conscious flow of a witness and a flow of thoughts. The two of those are also reminders of the divinity within you, that the thinking that you do and the witnessing of the thinking that you do is a recognition of the divine flow of God within you. So, meditation, focusing on your breath and focusing on your thoughts, and seeing those as recognition of God is the first technique. Okay, for the second technique, we're going to go a little broader outside of ourselves. Again, it helps to do this exercise by closing your eyes and begin by recognizing that you are this entity, this physical body with these thoughts. And it's real easy because in our day-to-day operations of life, we tend to think of ourselves as these physical forms and thoughts. But I want you to see there's a flow of energy that is moving through you, that you are this form, but I want you in your mind's eye to imagine that the energy that is your body, that is yourself, that is you by whatever you know yourself to be as this individual incarnation of this person on planet Earth right now, that your energy extends beyond your physical form. And if in your mind's eye you can picture an energetic bubble around you going in all directions, it goes out a foot, and then 2 feet, and 3 feet. As you sit in silence, imagine this energetic bubble around you that's filled with energy that's flowing in you and flowing out of you, and feeling this divine space around you, that there's this sphere of energy that surrounds you, and it moves in and through you and gives you your existence, but it flows out of you as well, that you're part of a perfect circulation of an energetic flow, but that within your physical form is this divine energetic flow. Play with that meditation. Play with it and sense that flow of energy. And what that does is it allows you to get the sense that divinity or the God energy is in you, but also transcends you and is in the area around you. So that's the second technique. So for our third technique, we're going to go even broader into an expansiveness beyond our physical form. What I would like you to imagine in your mind's eye now, and again, this is helpful to do in meditation or as a closed eye exercise, is to sit and visualize this universe is a vast ocean. We're all familiar with the ocean and the movement of the water and the flow of the water and waves lapping up on the shore and waves cresting in the ocean. I want you to visualize just the ocean and your experience of it for a moment. And then imagine yourself in the ocean. And that ocean, that flow of the ocean, is the energy of the entire universe that is moving through everything everywhere. But it's also moving through you. And maybe you're capping as a little wave for a moment in the peak of consciousness that's whoever you are in this moment and in this lifetime. But that at the point of your transition or leaving your physical form, you dissipate back into the energy and you come together into another wave and you peak and then you dissipate. And that every expression of every person on this planet is like a wave that is peaking. That all of the ocean and everything that is in the ocean, the wetness of the ocean and all that it contains is within you. but that you are not the ocean. All of the ocean is in you, and you are a part of it. And the movement of it is moving through you, but that you are not the entire ocean. Stay with that visual as well, as long as it takes. These three particular techniques, I think, are all good for remembering that God, the divinity, spirit, or whatever name you wish to call this divine flow, is inside you. But I want you to remember, this is not for you to use to maintain some sort of egotistical aspect of being separate and apart from things. That instead, this is to break down that sense of separation and to move you into an awareness of your unity with all that is. Yes, God is within you, but God is also in everything else, which we'll cover in other videos. I hope you found this video useful. If you've got other techniques that you use for finding God within yourself, be sure to describe them in the comment field. Also, if you've got ideas for other videos, be sure to send me an email at the email address shown on the screen. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Hey, one more quick thing. I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. The link is down there on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Also, there's a related video you might want to watch. It's right next to my face. And if you like this video, be sure to click like and leave me a comment on YouTube. Thanks.